Well, Hawks lose in overtime to the Winnipeg Jets. But the story of the game is late second goals. Yes, late second goals. Hawks and Jets played one good game to watch. I could not watch it. I was at work, so I was listening to it on WGN radio. And from what I heard, it was a fun one. I even got the highlights of the goals and everything. I could not... The NHL app was not showing the Gustafsson goal until now, actually. Let me take a look at this thing. But honestly, it was a game of late seconds. And each period ended in the last 20 seconds with a goal, basically. And that's how the story of the game went. Hawks lose 4-3 in overtime to the Winnipeg Jets, but honestly, I'm okay with it. The Hawks got a point out of a game versus a tough opponent in the Jets. And yes, I am wearing the classic jersey. I had to. I love this thing so much. Might as well. And got the beanie to go with it. But let's go into the stats of the game. Hang on. Let's get settled. Well, in the first period, the Hawks actually did not allow the Jets to score in the first 10 minutes, but the Jets did score on a power play at 14-18 in the first period, scored by Mark Scheifele, assisted by Blake Wheeler and Dustin Byfuglien. It was just a one-time slap shot on a... It was a good passing play, led to a one-timer, and Jets lead 1-0 over the Hawks. But that was his 19th goal of the season and first of the night. We'll get into this. But at 19:49 in the first period, Jonathan Toews scores his 15th goal of the season, assisted by Duncan Keith and Brandon Saad. And that was Toews' first goal of the night to tie him with Patrick Kane and the team lead in goals. So that's good. So, and you probably caught it, I said first of the night. So to go into the second period, 13:07, Jonathan Toews with his second goal of the night for his 16th of the season to pass Patrick Kane in the goals list this year to be the Blackhawks' leading goal scorer. You could tell he's having a great season this year. His face-off numbers are second best in the NHL, and he's actually having one good season. He's having a Selke-like season again. That's how good of a season he is having. And the assists went to Brandon Saad and Carl Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom in 2 games with the Hawks, 2 points. That's really good. Toews having another big game in 2 nights. That's a plus for him. Saad has a good game tonight as well. But at 15:56 in the third period, Patrick Laine scores his 23rd of the season, assisted by Little and Morstry. But in my opinion, they should have called a challenge because I think the Hawks would have won it. Wanna know why? The Jets had 6 players on ice. And the Hawks didn't see it, and the refs didn't see it, so Patrick Laine scores to make it a tie game at 2. So at 19:42 in the second period, yes, another late period goal. Matthew Perreault out of the box scores his 6th goal of the season, assisted by Scheifele and Wheeler. when I said out of the box, it was out of the box. He came out of the box because he was in the penalty. He was serving a penalty for high sticking, I want to say. And the Hawks couldn't do anything on the power play as normal. And the Winnipeg Jets got the puck up to Perreault, and Perreault takes the lead 3-2 at the end of 2. But at the third period, Eric Gustafsson at 19:52 in the third period scores to tie the game 3-3 to force overtime with 7 seconds remaining in regulation time. And the assist went to Duncan Keith and Jonathan Toews. Jonathan Toews with a 3-point night tonight. Keith with a 2-point night tonight. And Gustafsson getting the game-tying goal. Good for him. Usually when teams get a late period goal to force overtime, they win. I was thinking, well, the Hawks could possibly win this thing because they just tied it late in regulation to force overtime. Well, it didn't happen. Mark Scheifele with his second goal of the night, 20th of the season, assisted by Wheeler and Morrissey at 50 seconds into the overtime, scores to make it a Jets win 4-3 over the Chicago Blackhawks. Corey Crawford played a solid game in net tonight, from what I've heard, but the Winnipeg goalie, from every time John Weideman was talking about him, he kept looking like, it sounding like he was not getting a good visual of the puck. He was missing, couldn't find the puck when the puck was shot at him. But let's go at the shots category. Winnipeg in the first period had 14 shots on net. The Hawks had 13. Second period, Winnipeg with 11 shots on net, and the Hawks had 13. Third period, Winnipeg had 14 shots on net. The Hawks had 11. Pretty good, solid back and forth game. It was one of those back and forth hockey games that I respect. Third period, well, I said third period, my bad, but the overtime, the Jets had 3 shots, the Hawks had none. Hawks missed the net a couple of times in the overtime. So, Jets win 4-3 in overtime over the Chicago Blackhawks. And in total shots on net, Winnipeg with 42, Hawks with 37, Corey Crawford making a big game out of it again. I know he gets a loss, but it's in overtime, so that at least doesn't hurt him much in the regulation loss category, because he has quite a bit of those this year because the defense has let him down a lot this year. In my opinion, first star of the night belongs to Jonathan Toews with a 3-point night over the Winnipeg Jets. Second, I will give to Mark Scheifele. Third, I'm going to have to give it to, I'm going to be the homer on this. I will give it to Corey Crawford. He had a great game tonight. I know he takes the loss, but he had 4 goals against, but he faced almost 50 shots. He faced 42 shots on net. Yeah, he had a solid night tonight. It's the scoring's up in the NHL, as everyone can tell this year, and it happened again where one of those 7-goal games in the NHL. But I'm not mad at this game because the Hawks actually played 60. They played the entire time, but in overtime, they got us. We lost, but in my opinion, the Hawks had a good game, and we got a point out of it. If we can get a point in any game right now, I'm happy, because those have been hard to come by lately, and we have to figure out more ways to win than just one game and then go on losing streaks. We play the Sharks on Sunday. We have a chance against the Sharks. The Sharks like to play down to their team, to their opponent. So, in my opinion, we have a chance. So, leave a comment down below. What's your thoughts and takes from tonight's game? And most of all, let's go Hawks.